This movement is bigger than Peter Obi. He dares not change his mind, Dr. Dide Johnson. Dr. Dide Johnson, a political analyst, has spoken about the idea of a third force as the 2023 general elections draw near. According to him, Nigerians are fed up with the dominance of the ruling of the APC and the PDP. Dide Johnson, speaking during an interview with TVC, stated that the movement is bigger than Peter Obi. He believes those that are saying Peter Obi is just wasting his time are yet to understand that the movement is beyond social media. He went on to say that Peter Obi does not change his mind because a lot of the youth are backing him, because they are tired of the two major political parties. He went on to say that the movement is organic and that a lot of people are registering their PVCs because they want a change in the system of governance. In his words, this movement is bigger and larger than Peter Obi. He dares not say no, or else he risks political career. It is organic. Yeah, I think there's no doubt in what he's saying. It is very organic and he can't back down. I mean, I think certain things are just meant to happen, and given his experiences, from the way he describes it, he just shows that he's well prepared to be in this position, being governor of Anambra State, being a businessman for over 20 years. So in terms of his competency, that in itself is not a worry for Nigerians, or it should not be a worry. I know maybe things get overwhelming and you may think, oh wow, they're depending on me. But I think as much as, we Nigerians are putting a little hope in him, we have to understand that it's bigger than him. It's for all of us. We want the change. And him being Labour Party and also emphasizing in his manifestos and his interviews, saying he is a builder. He wants to work in Nigerians. He wants to build. He wants to make. He always talks about our production levels. We do not produce at the capacity we spend at, and we're always in a minus. It does not make sense. And one also trusting thing is that he's been in this space with those that could potentially bring him down, with those that he did not align with when it came to integrity and when it came to management of funds. He got impeached, as we already know of. So he's not new to a space where he's not like he's in a space where he's going to be naive or underexperienced when it comes to fighting against those that may not have the same agenda as him, and he's got to be in positions where he's got to make decisions. So maybe that could be what will hinder him to get there. However, Nigerians are willing to fully back it. And I think one of that conversation we also need to have, as much as, yes, we are prepping for who we want to be president, and whoever the opposition is, we don't underestimate their capabilities as well. One body we need to question and drill rigorously is the INEC. We need to question its parameters. We need to question its ruling and the way it wants to collate votes. How can INEC prove to us that it is a fully independent body and we can trust that whatever the result will be, we will all be okay with it because it's credible? Because the way things are going, I really don't think it would. I don't think Nigerians would take it if a preferred outcome doesn't occur, and I think that would be a very, very big problem. But again, going back to what this man has said, this movement is bigger than Peter Obi. It is for Nigeria, and if Peter Obi is the one that we're going to push to get there and do it for us, absolutely, he should, and we should. So yes, it is bigger than him. I mean, he triggered a mass registration of PVCs. This is influential. This is big. This is massive, especially for, a lot of people who might have lost faith in how much their power, how much their voting power has. And I think it is a very, it's very good, I think it's very good. So yeah, I believe what this man is saying, and we can look at what other people have commented. First, who comments here than that of Igbo people, and who are those behind him? Mr. Man, you're deceiving yourself. Peter Obi is not going anywhere. Peter Obi just came to share votes with PDP and nothing more. And at the end, APC will win. I think, okay, fine, we can express your opinion. I think what also we need to do is not bank on one option. We can't put all the eggs in one basket. There are other presidential candidates that you can say do not have structure and do not have the funds or do not have the influence. And we can make that because the people choose who they want and the power is in the people. So whoever the people support is who the people support and can get there. So I was literally saying, as an argument, what if there is somebody better than Peter Obi? What if there's another presidential candidate who could be better? Again, we never really know. But if we are going to compare, Nigerians have been forced with the options that they have to always choose the lesser of two evils. So you cannot bring Peter Obi, Atiku, and Tinubu, and you would expect Nigerians to not pick Peter Obi. Why? because Nigerians want change. And again, what other way to facilitate change by not going with the parties you usually go for? Again, we cannot make the same moves as before and expect a different outcome. We wanted change in 2019 and we went for APC. APC, that it's not a new party. It is still, it was still very much dominant. I mean, it was literally PDP or APC. It was literally one or the other. So now we have Labour Party that has risen to prominence, and we are following the Labour Party. Well, I can say that for youth as well. And I think one thing I also want to mention, which I think Seun Kuti brought highlight to, is the fact that Nigerian professionals, in terms of this revolution, pretty much are the determining factors to where we are going to go. Because he describes the society, with the concept of all of us working together as an agreement between the old and the young, whereby the old would establish principles and establish a system and would have an agreement with the young to sustain it. Now, if the old has failed the young in Nigerian society, and everyone is banking on the youth to establish and sustain, it's just you're literally setting the youth up for failure. I think this whole concept of everything is in the hands of the youth can be very dangerous. Why? Because the youth are in school. They are not even trained professionals. We're talking about our labor market. When we talk about our labor market and our capacity to produce, we are talking about Nigerian professionals that are already in the labor market within different professions, not just in private sectors. Well, that's a different conversation, but also in public sectors where professionals in that space, when it comes to medicine, when it comes to healthcare, education, these professionals are really the ones that can change things and hold things together. And also professionals working in the private industry, or the private sector, I mean. So yes, as much as this policy, we're trying to push for the youth will make the change. The youth can charge up energy, yes, but it requires everybody to work together. That is why I can agree with this man's point, saying that this is bigger than Peter Obi. This is about everybody. And again, we are now realizing, or Nigerians are realizing, and taking back their power in understanding that the power of the people is greater than the people in power. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.